What is up, everybody? W Sports Podcast is back at it again with your fantasy football rankings for I think it's week number 10. And we got some trade deadline thoughts because you know what? Tubby, the best co-host in the business, he has been stewing on this. He's been thinking about it. Who nailed it? Who missed it? And why didn't this person get traded? We're going to talk about it in today's episode. So, welcome back, everyone, to the W Sports Podcast hosted by myself, Jimothy, and like I said, the best co-host in the business, Tubby. Welcome back, man.
What's up? Real quick, I just want to say a thank you to all 281 now subscribers on YouTube. We're only 19 away from 300 mark. So you guys are doing great. Keep on subscribing. Keep on sharing it to get us to 300 because probably next week we're going to be announcing another giveaway.
Dude, I love that. I love the giveaways. They're so much fun. So we sent out our first one this upcoming week. We sent it out, mailed it out. So congratulations on your signed Patriots jersey. I mean, it just so happened to go to a Patriots fan. What are the
I
chances?
know. What are the odds?
Yeah, it did give me an idea for a future giveaway. So more on that later.
Boy.
Just throwing that out there. So Tubby, thanks for making time to make sure everybody who has subscribed or shared the show is appreciated. We again can't say thank you guys enough for that. We hope that you have been taking maybe a little bit of the fantasy advice. I feel like we've done pretty well overall.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has bad weeks, right? That's why one of my teams is 2-7, and I'm questioning: do I quit? Do I stop setting the lineup, or is that bad ownership? Because two of my leagues, I'm top two in the league, like I'm good, but that 1/3 league is terrible.
Yeah, that's where I am right now. I lost last week all because of Puka getting ejected in the first quarter. Had 2
Stupid.
points. I lost by 10.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, man. I, because the Chiefs went into overtime, I lost in my main one of my main leagues. Uh, if he doesn't go into overtime, then I win by like 2 points. But touchdown, but he had it before the touchdown because he had more yards before
Mm-hmm.
that. But still,
Yeah.
so yeah. Anyway, all right, we're gonna jump into it. We got fantasy football advice coming down the road. We're gonna do top quarterbacks that are ranked in the top 12, and you're considering not starting. So we're basing this again off of ESPN's rankings. That's the most common one right now. Even most of our leagues aren't even on ESPN these days, but so many people use these rankings, so we're gonna use them too. And tell me, who are you not starting that's in the top 12?
Yeah. Well, I was kind of surprised he was ranked up that high. And yeah, he's played great since he started. But Russell Wilson against the Commanders. I think the Commanders defense got better. Well,
Hmm.
it's a little segue to the next segment, but the defense got better. We'll just say it that way.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, who's in the top 12 that I'm not wanting to start right now? And Russell Wilson is 10, so I think that's a really good option. Honestly, Kyler Murray at the Jets, I'm not a huge fan of it. Marvin Harrison and him have not connected. He has obviously been much better with Trey McBride out there, but I
Yeah.
feel like that's a cop out because it's number 10 and 11. But honestly, some of these other guys should be. Sam Darnold
Yeah.
is the other one that's close, but he is playing the Jags, so I think he should be starting.
Yes, I agree. That's what I mean. This week there is a lot of favorable matchups for those top guys, so
Yeah.
it was kind of hard, and that's why we are picking towards the bottom right now.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
but many people did pick up Russell Wilson over the last few weeks, especially
Mm-hmm.
with buys, and there are 4 teams on buy this week, so big impact if you're
Mm-hmm.
streaming, or last minute streams or injuries. So, who's in the top? Who's not in the top 12 that you should consider starting?
I'm gonna go with Tua. I mean,
Yeah,
what
that
has he
makes
got?
sense.
16, 17 fantasy points the last couple weeks. I think this is where he kind of gets a little bit back into it. They're playing a not so great Rams defense, especially in the secondary. They just traded Tre'Davious White, so there goes one of their corners. I think they're going to have a pretty good game. Do they win? I don't know, but I think Tua is going to have a solid game, and I think Tyreek Hill is going to have a really good game too.
Yeah, give me. This is gonna sound such a homer move. Give me Patrick Mahomes with. We're going to talk about in the trade here in a minute, but they have their offense is doing something a lot better lately.
Mm-hmm.
He had 3 touchdowns, no picks, which is the first time he didn't throw a pick I think all year.
Yeah,
But he also had 291 yards passing. He had this, I think, 44 pass attempts. So I think what the offense looks like right now, I like it, especially against Denver. Denver just gave up
yep,
41 points to the Baltimore Ravens. So
yeah,
give me that. If you want a sleeper, I would they either say Matthew Stafford could be good against the Dolphins or Jared Goff against the Texans.
yeah. I'm actually starting Matthew Stafford in one of my leagues this week.
What year is it?
Yeah, it's all because of Jordan Love's off. So
Oh yeah, dude. Jordan Love shares right now, and I got Reed too, so it's been tough. But all
Yeah.
right, let's move on. We got running backs. Tubby, who's in the top 24 that you're considering not starting this week?
This is going to sound weird, and it's because he's really been the team's only offense lately, and it's Joe Mixon versus Detroit.
Wow. Okay, I do feel weird about that one. Tell me why.
Mm-hmm. Just Detroit's defense right now. I mean, yeah, they gave up quite a few yards to the Packers, but the Packers do have a really good offensive line. They have really good offense, and it's a rivalry game. It's going to be a tough game no matter what. I don't like the way Texans' offensive line is playing right now, and CJ Stroud hasn't played great lately. I feel like the Detroit Lions, their goal is going to be to slow down Joe Mixon.
Yeah. I want to say DeAndre Swift because he's at 12. I'm not sure why. I don't know that he finds the end zone this week, but he's playing
Mhm.
against the Patriots. I think this game is one that I just don't want to watch. And if I'm the Patriots, I'm going to say make Caleb Williams beat me. Don't let the
Yeah.
running game keep them in the game. And so I'm
Hmm.
almost going to sell up. I'm not game script. I'm not a coach, but their coach is
Yeah.
a defensive guy. So maybe that's what they're thinking. That's who I am not feeling. At least I don't think he should be an RB1. I don't know what he's doing at 12.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't agree with
And
that
start
either.
Jameer Gibbs over him, J.K. Dobbins,
Yeah.
James Conner over him, James Cook. James Cook is 16. I don't understand what these rankings are right now, but sorry.
Yeah. I don't either.
All right, give me someone who's on the outside looking in, outside 24.
We're gonna go with Tyler Algier versus the New Orleans Saints. They like a two running back tandem. Bijan has been playing great lately, and so it's kind of cut down on his numbers. But I'm gonna go with the sneaky Tyler Algier finds the end zone this week, gets about 14 fantasy points, and if you need a little streamer, especially with some of the injuries and some of the bye weeks, maybe he can get you a little something something.
I like that. I wanted to say Tank Bigsby, but he was so bad and hurt his ankle in the second half last week. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't know that I trust him or Etienne this week. Eckler, though, has been so consistent. He found the end zone again last week. Go ahead and give me Austin
Mm-hmm.
Eckler versus the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I think they're going
Yeah,
to have to rely on him a little bit more.
that was my other one was Austin
Ooh.
Eckler.
Yeah, see, that's always a good sign when we're on the same page.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move to wide receivers. We got top 24. Who are you not wanting to start?
CD Lamb.
Is he still in there? He's not playing, is he? There's no way he's playing.
CD Lamb, yeah.
I thought he was week to week.
I don't know. He's projected at like 17, 18 fantasy points right now.
All right. He was limited participant. Okay, I knew
Yeah.
his injury wasn't as bad as what
Yeah.
they feared, but still,
Yeah. He's projected high. Yeah. That offense right now, not touching no one.
I'm not touching no one. No, give me Cooper Rush. No, no. I think that's a good option. It's where is Devontae Adams is at 8, which I think is crazy. Garrett Wilson's still
Mm,
at 4, but they have 2 of the top 10 right there. So we'll see if they can actually perform that well. I think only one of them can stay up there in the top 10, but that's
yeah.
beside the point. I think until we can figure it out, don't give me a huge. And I can't believe I'm saying this. Don't give me Tank Dell.
Yeah.
I don't want to start Tank Dell right now. They've just been so off of it, and they've relied so much on Joe Mixon, who we talked about just relatively earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You said not Joe Mixon to start, and I'm saying, well, don't start the passing. It sounds like the Texans are going to have a bad week.
Yeah. I think so. I think they're in for a
Okay.
rough week.
All right. Well, who are you starting that's outside the top 24?
I'm going to go with Jordan Addison versus the Jaguars.
Got the end zone.
He's
He said, get me out of here, and now here he did score a touchdown. You're going to start him.
right. Hey, a lot of times when they cry and the coach is like, okay, fine, I'll throw you the football, they start playing better. So I'm going to go with he's going to get it in the end zone again. This Jaguars defense is really bad. The secondary is really bad. I think Sam Darnold's going to have a heck of a game. I think both Justin Jefferson and Addison are both going to have a field day. And I think another a sleeper in there, throw in there is TJ Hawkinson being second game back. I mean,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
I'm liking the Vikings this week because they are playing the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think he might get, he's so dependent on, he has to have the one big play. This is
Mm-hmm.
my sleeper one, my sleeper, Quentin Johnson, because he's playing against the Titans. I don't think the Titans are even trying 100% right now. It's they know this is the lost season.
Yeah.
Gonna give that one, but my real one is gonna be DeAndre Hopkins, ranked 29. What are we doing? I know it was only one game, but I think he can still find the end zone. He's the Rashee Rice for this team until Rashee
Yeah.
Rice is back.
Yeah. I think that him being that low is absolutely insane. We saw what he did. He finally is getting into the offense. You know, Andy Reid and them, they're going to try to get him the football. And when Andy Reid wants to get you the football, he's going to get you the football. I
Yeah.
mean, 8 catches, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think you can see something quite similar to that. Maybe not 2 touchdowns, but maybe, 80 yards, 8 catches, and a touchdown. I think you can kind of lock that in right now.
Yeah. No, I like that. Give me some of your biggest trade deadline takeaways. Who, maybe someone who won, someone who lost, or questionable. Why did we not trade them? And we'll start there. I've one like questionable, and then what that we'll go
Yeah.
from.
I think if you were a team that traded for a wide receiver before the trade deadline, you did a great job because for some reason the price for the wide receivers at the trade deadline day were a little bit higher for some weird reason. But I mean, you look at the Chiefs, you look at the Bills, and getting those 2 wide receivers early on, and Amari Cooper, and DeAndre Hopkins, arguably the 2 top wide receivers that got traded. You gave up what mid-round picks for them. I think the Washington Commanders, this was something I kind of hinted at. You getting Marshawn Lattimore when he gets healthy, that is a massive get for you because your secondary is the big problem on that defense. Marshawn Lattimore has shown that he can travel with the top wide receivers and he can shut those top wide receivers down. The head scratcher, I think it's probably what everyone's head scratcher is what are you doing in Dallas? You just traded a 4th round pick for a guy that has a total of 46 catches and 500 yards and no touchdowns in his career, and you traded a 4th round pick. It echoes a lot of kind of what happened a couple of years ago when they traded for Trey Lance. They gave up a 3rd, 4th round pick for Trey Lance, and how many snaps has Trey Lance taken in the regular season for the Dallas Cowboys? 0. He might get to this week.
he might be a better option. I can't imagine he's ready still.
But the fact that Jerry Jones is like, oh yeah, we're gonna be buyers at the deadline after your quarterback just tore his hamstring, is out for at least 4 weeks, if not longer. And you're like, yeah, let's go ahead and buy. We'll trade a 4th round pick. You traded the same pick that the Chiefs traded for DeAndre Hopkins, or that the Bills traded for Amari Cooper. You traded for Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah, well, and Jonathan Mingo, I know he's had bad quarterbacks. They looked at some of the advanced stats, and they're terrible.
I mean, the wide receiver room is so bad there. You can't even get on the field. He's played in all 9 games, but he's only started 5 of them because he's not good. He's worse than I thought. I thought maybe he had a chance to be a really good, or not really good, a solid NFL wide receiver, but he is just not good. He almost, I don't know. 4th round pick just absolutely blew my mind when I saw that.
Yeah, I do. I think the Chiefs won the deadline overall. Obviously, Hopkins. This is a team obviously has had so many injury issues, and they've been looking for the guy. Rashee Rice was the guy, got hurt. Kelsey's been blockaded, covered. Like they got 30 guys on him. It feels like at times. So he's not been, especially in the red zone. So having that guy there for a team like the Chiefs, it doesn't necessarily seem fair, but I'll take it.
Yeah, and don't sleep on the Josh Uche.
Yeah.
The Josh Uche trade, I think, is another solid one with some of the depth issues they have right now with Mike Dana getting hurt. Josh Uche is a solid rotational defensive end edge rusher that will thrive in a Steve Spagnuolo type of defense.
Yeah, and I will say the one that I didn't understand was the Carolina Panthers not trading away Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah.
But then they extended him today, so I feel like that's why, but I don't know why they would. I didn't see that, especially with the contract that they have with Miles Sanders.
And you just drafted
Jonathan Brooks. It's a very questionable move by a questionable franchise.
Yeah, I mean, definitely questionable. I think one guy that I was kind of surprised that got traded and for the Packers was Preston Smith, seeing how they didn't get a edge rusher back, and the Packers edge rushers defensive ends haven't been great, haven't been able to get a whole lot of pressure. So I was surprised that they were willing to sacrifice depth and not getting someone back. I was hoping that they would have went out and got a guy like Azeez Ojulari or some type of rotational guy. I think another team that did awesome was the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
You lose Aiden Hutchinson. You go out and get Zadarius Smith, who, yeah, he's not the same Zadarius Smith he was 3-4 years ago, but he's still a really good defensive end edge rusher who can here, and you'll probably see it this week. He'll end up with like 2 sacks on CJ Stroud, and everyone go, look what they did. They knew what they were doing, type thing. So I think there was a lot of good, but yeah, the Cowboys one was just the most head scratching thing. That why?
I don't know, man. It doesn't make sense to me, but if the Cowboys are bad, it's good for us.
Yeah, I mean it's the most Jerry Jones thing that we've seen recently.
Yeah, I
I mean
know,
the
yeah.
fact that you kept. I mean, we know he's going to keep Mike McCarthy, and we know he's going to make questionable trades and not go after the position that he needed. When if you're going to trade for an offensive guy, you should have went out there and tried to get a guy like Travis Etienne, or some type of running back in there to
Mm-hmm.
fill that running back hole, because that running back group is awful.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, that's the show, everybody. I mean, that's what the W Sports Podcast fantasy football rankings plus trade deadline thoughts are this week. So, as baseball season is wrapped up, we are in free agency period, and winter meetings are going to come up. So we'll have some news here. The key on this episode is it's once fantasy football season really kicks off in the playoffs, we'll continue that. And then we're going to have just some news and notes from just around the world of sports. It could be NBA, could be obviously off-season stuff for other sports. So just stick with us. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, because we always appreciate that on the journey to 300 subs. But till then, see you all next time.
See ya.
See ya.